You're so fucked, Pete. You're gonna get fired. I'm gonna get you fired. Fuck you. I don't like you. Fuck you. You're shit. You made me sit through a devil talk with you while you were, I don't know, summoning him probably. What's up, you guys? It's Goosty. Today, I'm actually going to tell you another story of when I was in high school back in the good old Jesus-loving days. Only this time, it doesn't have to do with drugs or getting drunk or anything about like that. This time, I'm going to tell you guys how I single-handedly, why am I so proud of that? How I got my high school ethics teacher, who was a total creep, fired. Okay, you guys have to keep in mind one thing. Ethics teachers are just ethics teachers. It's religion, basically. So you don't expect them to be that different from every other religion's teacher. Like, just love Jesus, if not, you're gonna go to hell. Basically, that's what we were all used to. The school where I went to, I'm gonna say it this way, like, we basically had monks at the school. They weren't really monks, something like that. Point is that a lot of them would give ethics. However, the 11th grade ethics teacher, because this was when I was, like, in 11th grade, like when I was a junior in high school, he wasn't a monk. He was actually an amazing teacher. He actually taught us philosophy, and he started off his class like, if you want to believe in this, believe in it. If you don't, don't. Like, it's your choice. He was great. Sad news was that when we were coursing about halfway through 11th grade, he had to leave. He quit. Got a better job assignment somewhere else, and he just quit, like any other person would do. That's when the school started scrambling for a new ethics teacher to teach us, basically, and first of all, we had this old lady that her strong suit was playing guitar, and she was just like temporary. Nobody really liked her as a teacher. She was a great person, awful teacher. So one day they bring in this new teacher. Let's call him, I don't actually remember his name, so any name is okay. Let's just call him Pete. So basically Pete comes in, and he's a little odd straight off the bat. He apparently has a doctorate in ethics and all that. And he just has this flow about him that he's so insufferable. He's so annoying. He's so everybody fucking hates you, Pete. Get this, when he would write in the board, like the chalkboard to tell us something, he would only write in calligraphy. He literally would spend extra time making it out to be pretty with his chalk. At first, he was simply annoying, like he wasn't a big deal. And that's when it started to get creepy. One day, he decided to do things differently. He decided to show us his collection of poems and essays and just read them aloud in the front of the classroom, and you cannot complain. You have to listen to his essays and his poems all class. Our classes were 1 hour and 20 minutes. The first essay he started reading us was from the perspective of a woman, and he just starts, I don't really remember what it said, but the woman was bleeding out. She was on the floor, she was dying, but she was happy. And everyone was starting to get, like, really creeped out because you're like, what the fuck are you telling? And then she was holding a fetus. She was basically aborting at her house. And we're like, this is new. An ethics teacher writing a poem about abortion? Like, don't get me wrong, pro-choice all the way, all the way. You don't expect that from an ethics teacher. It's just not normal. Next poem he decides to read us, or whatever, was basically about falling in love with his neighbor, who was an old lady. And at the end, he was, like, midway through being trans. And may I remind you, this is a Catholic school. So this was not gonna float well. Like, honestly, I have no problem with it because I'm actually very pro-choice, very pro-everything. But he took it upon himself to every class start, like, discussions as well. And he actually started some pretty sexist and misogynist discussions. Like, he would talk and he would rile up, like, the misogynist students at school. You know, there's always that asshole who's like, guys are better, like, women are too emotional, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's that asshole who everybody, like, not everybody, I just assumed he was gay. Point is that he just started these discussions, and the female students would get pissed mad, like so pissed off. You would not believe, like, basically he would just start the discussions and side with him, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing? That was how people started disliking him. Then he started coming in to the classes, like, wearing just a white shirt, the white pants, and just very, I don't know if you know what this is. It's basically Santero. Like, everyone was convinced he was actually doing that. It's like a type of witchcraft. Combination of Catholicism and witchcraft, I would say. Not really sure about that. I might be talking out of my ass.
People think that it's all like witchcraft and Satanism, and it's really just African Yoruban practice mixed with Catholicism.
One day, the whole 11th grade was taking a test, kind of like one of the advanced tests in the SAT, something like that. It was the calculus one. I wasn't taking it because I didn't want to take it. I just didn't want it. And only me and another student weren't taking it. She's actually the ex of one of my best friends. Fuck you if you ever watch this. You're a shit. Basically, we were the only two students in class that day. So he decided to sit this close to us. This fucking close. And once he's that close to us, he starts talking about us. You want to talk about the devil? You want to talk about exorcisms and summoning the devil? I shit you not. For 1 minute, for 1 hour and 20 minutes, he sat close to us talking about how he's seen the devil, how it's been inside of him, and how he can summon it at will. That's when I started saying, this guy is insane. How the fuck do you expect me to react to the devil has been inside of me? It started getting progressively weirder from that point on. And then, basically continuing with the essays, continuing with everything, one day he brought in like a porn book. He was just new to people. Like, here, this is the human body. Look at it. It's just porn. It was just porn. I used to be in broadcast journalism. I regret saying that right off the bat. I used to be in the journalism club. And basically, we were in the club meeting. I was secretary, everything. I remember the head monk, to put it that way. He went even above the principal. It was ridiculous. He came into the room and he said, who here has classes with Pete? And I'm like, oh, I. He's like, can you come with me? He sits me down in his office and he's like, I've heard some pretty disturbing things about Pete. Could you tell me any of it? And bitch, I take it upon myself to exaggerate to high hell. And I'm like, he would show us porn, he would say morbid essays, he would talk to me about how the devil's been inside of him, he only did this and this and that, and this and this and that. And I basically tried to shock him as best as possible. And I'm like, you're so fucked, Pete. You're gonna get fired. I'm gonna get you fired. Fuck you. I don't like you. Fuck you. You're shit. You made me sit through a devil talk with you while you were, I don't know, summoning him probably. The head monk was so appalled by everything I said. And keep in mind, my school recently even fired one of the ethics teacher because he got married to a man and he couldn't teach ethics or religion if he was violating the holy matrimony and all of that. I actually love that ethics teacher. He gave me 8th grade ethics. I am so sorry. I feel so bad for him, and this is the kind of shit that my school pulled because it's a Catholic high school. It's a private school. They can do this shit. Next thing I know, like, I'm out of the office, and next class I have with him, he starts writing us. He tells us, students, it appears that I will not be joining you guys for classes after the semester has ended. I am so sorry. Like, the school has decided not to move on with me. And in my mind, I'm like, fuck yes. And then he says, I'm going to pass this paper, so you can write me a farewell note. I won't read them until the last day of class. You can say anything about the class, whatever you didn't like, or things like that. And I go like, I remember taking the paper in my hand and simply writing, it was me. I folded it up, put it in an envelope, and gave it to him. And I remember, the motherfucker did not wait one day. That same afternoon in the hall, he looks at me and says, like, it's okay. I forgive you. And I'm like, fuck you. You opened it before time. I know this might not be the most over-the-top story, but I mean, he did tell us he could summon the devil at will, basically, and I did not like him. I got him fired. I didn't feel bad. I told him to his face I got him fired, and honestly, I don't feel bad to this day. He was an awful teacher. Guys, if you'd like to see any more story times, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, share this video, turn on notifications, check out my other videos, check out my social medias, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.